Israelis will have no option but to essentially listen and do as Trump tells them to do in the case of Lebanon.
Either you have an agreement, which means the Israelis must stop attacking Lebanon, or you don't. We have had this agreement for about 72 hours, and the US was not able to implement its part of the agreement for even 1 day. We had the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, threatening to attack Iran 5 hours after the signature of Trump. This is against Article 1 of the agreement. They are not supposed to be threatening the other side. And the Zionists have been killing more than 50 people in the first couple of days after the agreement.
You know, the ceasefire is the most important part of what we have seen in the last week or so involving the United States and Iran. And if the US and Iran stop engaging one another militarily, that should be considered a win. Certainly that's the case from the Trump administration's point of view, and I think from the point of view of the Islamic Republic. But it is going to be a frail one. And the most important factor here that could shape what happens to the US-Iran dialogue in the next 60 days of talks is obviously in Lebanon and what Israel will or will not do.
So either you have an agreement, which means the Israelis must stop attacking Lebanon, or you don't. And if we don't, then the Strait of Hormuz will be closed, and it will be closed for as long as we have Israelis committing these aggression against Lebanese civilians.
The Israelis are right now in these early stages of this process clearly trying to flex muscle. I think politically Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel, does not want to be seen to cave to American demands. He's someone who has always spoken warmly about Donald Trump, but at the same time, he does not want to be seen as the Prime Minister of Israel that made his country officially an American proxy. And that's why I think he's acting the way he does against Trump's wishes in Lebanon.
The Strait of Hormuz is a leverage that Iran will use to pressure the other side to negotiate properly, implement negotiation agreements properly, and it depends on the other side. If Trump puts a leash on Netanyahu, if Israelis stop these illegal attacks in Lebanon, yes, they can go back and negotiate properly. But if they continue killing civilians in southern Lebanon, they can say goodbye to this agreement and we'll have war again. It's the choice that they will have to make.
If US and Iran can have a meaningful diplomatic process going forward, I just cannot see Donald Trump and the American political establishment allowing Israel to sort of sabotage that, because that is so much more important for the Americans. So if there's enough American pressure on Israel in such a situation, I think the Israelis will have no option but to essentially listen and do as Trump tells them to do in the case of Lebanon.